I'm sitting today. That's why I'm little. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Lauren. If you don't know, I own and operate a home bakery here in Montreal called Violet Bakehouse. So I just wanted to take some time to make a video to talk about tips and tricks that I have for if you are starting your own home bakery or even really any food business, creative business at all, because I have had a lot of jobs and a lot of businesses. I don't have to worry about my hair because we're not cooking or anything like that. Oh God, it's stuck in my microphone. I do have to worry about my hair. I guess because this is the internet, I should make it a list. So my first and most important tip is to start slowly, because oh my God, you're gonna feel so much pressure to do so much at once, and allowing yourself the space to grow and to find what you actually like and what you enjoy doing and what works for you and what you have a customer base that is interested in. Just give yourself time to think that it will take a long time, because I think there's so much pressure when we see a person that has had success very quickly to compare ourselves to that person and to also have expectations that we could also be doing that. It makes no sense to compare yourself to other people, you know? So start slowly. When I started, I just started by word of mouth, no website, no menu. I had an Instagram account that I would post on sometimes, but it didn't even have to do with specifically baking or cakes at the time. So I started from word of mouth of people saying, oh, Lauren is good at baking. You could order a cake from her. I got distracted. So I started with a very tiny client base, 5 customers that would start talking to their colleagues and start talking to people that they in their family, their friend group. And so it's kind of slowly started to grow from there. I opened on February 14th, 2020, feeling optimistic. What could go wrong? Ooh. Essentially literally a month before lockdown measures. And then for the next 4 or 5 months, I just made anything. I made cookies, I made bread, I made buns, I made everything that I know how to make, and I made that, and I would post it and see what people were interested in. One other good thing about having a home bakery is the sustainability aspect, in that you're not going to have a lot of waste. If everything is made to order, you're not going to have plates of food or leftover baked goods that are not only going to be an income loss to you, but are wasteful. You know? Start so slow. I had orders when I just didn't really know how to say no yet, and I would have someone order a baguette and a pie and some cookies, and it would be 4 or 5 different recipes, and I just made them all because I didn't understand that I would eventually need to narrow down what I was doing to make my business successful at all, because it's just me doing most of the work. But I'll get to all the help that I have in a couple of moments. So point 1, start slow and move slowly. It took a while for me to realize that people were starting to order more cakes from me. Celebration cakes were getting more popular on Instagram and Pinterest, and that was starting to be something that was growing, which I noticed, and that's something that I have really liked and to look at for years. So by about June 2020, I was okay, I think I'm a cake business. So a couple of months after opening, I was okay, I think that I understand what I need to be doing now. And then I doubled down on that. I still made pies for Thanksgiving, which I totally regret, because that's not what I'm great at making. It takes a lot of time. Because I'm a gluten-free, mostly vegan baker, the prices are super high. So I have to, just for the ingredients, so those prices need to be reflected for my customers. It just wasn't the best deal for my customers. If you've watched any of my recipe videos on here, and I really wish you would, everything is gluten-free. I have celiac disease. I was diagnosed 5 years ago. I also can't eat dairy, can't really eat a lot of soy, have a lot of vegan friends. So it was super easy for me to, step 2, it was super easy for me to find my niche and find what my little area was, because I'm limited already in what I'm doing. So when I initially started my business, it was gluten-free vegan treats for everyone. I hate, as a person with food allergies, going to an event where I can't eat anything, or and I can't participate in that social aspect, or I can't, I'm given a small little piece of salad, a small salad or something that's for me to eat, and I don't get to be a part of it, and I don't get to socialize, enjoy, have joyfully consume food and drink together with people, which I like. So I wanted to make a business. My main goal, and still my main goal, is things that everybody can enjoy together. So there's going to be a lot less people left out if you have a cake that's gluten-free and vegan and sometimes nut-free. This isn't even a real cake. Look at, not even real. Oh, it's fine. So finding your niche. If you don't have allergies like I do that make it really easy for you to figure out what you can and can't cook, then just go with like, what do people like the most? My cakes were what were making people really freak out, because I think that is what I excel at the most, both in decorating because I love making art and decorating things and making them beautiful, and also in flavor because I found that it was the most successful of the recipes that I was developing. I was able to make like gluten-free cake that tasted just as good, if not better, than a lot of gluten cakes. And so I knew that was what I had. And once I niched down, then was selling these gluten-free cakes to people, then I had to start convincing people that you didn't have to be gluten-free to eat them, because there's that whole thing where people are like, oh, well, like I'm not vegan, I'm not gluten-free, why would I buy that? And you have to make it so good that it doesn't matter. So far we have moved slowly and have a lot of compassion. Like, you are a new person starting a business, and that's incredible. Finding your niche and then make a lot of dumb mistakes. I overbooked myself. I would not perfect a cookie recipe and then bake it and it would like melt on the pan, or just go horribly 3 times in a row. So I would feel like I was going to be late for my orders because things just weren't working. And that taught me that I need to really nail down my recipes and not take chances like that. I also thought that I would be able to open a brick and mortar store after being open for less than a year with someone I didn't really know. And that was a hell of a mistake. Oh my gosh, I got so excited because I thought that this thing could happen, and it just didn't happen. Everything fell apart. And I think you just have to have a lot of room to forgive yourself for making mistakes and to move on and to gather whatever you learned from that situation. So maybe you had a cake delivery that didn't go well, or you had a customer that wasn't happy about what happened. It's not getting defensive or quitting when that happens, but just seeing the learning opportunities in those, and not being so afraid that like something might not work, because things aren't going to work, and the less you're afraid of it, the less hard it's going to be. Educate yourself. I'm so glad you're watching this video, because you're doing it already. I watched so many videos when I was starting my business, and I still consistently watch videos about maintaining my business. You need to educate yourself not only about like what you want to make, but very important health and safety laws, licensing, insurance. Like, you're preparing food and feeding people, so it needs to be safe and it needs to be legitimate. I also read, it's kind of difficult to find literature that's specifically home bakery based. So I just read restaurant books. I read a lot of accounting restaurant books, how to run restaurants, and you just kind of micro scale it down. Skip the chapter on hiring employees because you're not going to have the money to do it. I just think that there's so many YouTube videos that you can look up, and so many people that have done stuff like this and have done the research and are happy to help you. But you also can't just be like, can you tell me everything that you did? Like, do the research yourself. And if you find yourself interested while you do that, then this is something that you might want to pursue. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about before, that all of your past experiences will support you. Like, whatever weird jobs you've had. I've worked in food on and off for 12 years. I was a pastry cook at a country club, and I was the only pastry cook. I only got hired because the chef was creepy and hired an 18-year-old girl to run a pastry kitchen by herself. That's me. But it was fine. I was fine. I had a really good time. I realized I don't want to work in restaurants. That same summer, I worked in a restaurant just on the line, preparing savory food. Why does this keep happening? I've worked as a caterer. I've been doing cakes and cookies and stuff like that for a long time. So obviously those things help with my food business and just like my general obsession with food and baking. But I've also had, I had an Etsy business previously where I sold weavings and botanically dyed items. So that just learning how to run that business really helped me with my customer service. I've also just worked freelance as an art director, making props, doing art direction, doing costumes, doing set design, all those kinds of things that have given me a really strong sense of what my personal aesthetic is and my personal, like what it is that makes me unique and the design that makes me unique, which for me is like kind of like a housewife that is from another planet and is like joyfully gone nutty in the kitchen. That's kind of my vibe. A lot of action outside my apartment today, like writing grants, uploading videos, design. I even like tattoo a little bit, and it is not that different from piping. So like all those weird little hobbies that you're like, oh, what's this gonna do? Like they'll find a way in eventually. I'm trying to think if I have anything else. I don't think so. Now we're gonna get to the money. Where do I source things? How do I get things inexpensively? Stuff like that. I did some questions on my Instagram. It's at Violet Bakehouse, just to ask what people were curious about. And so these are some of the questions. So one of my first and biggest tips is to shop for your supplies at industry stores and small stores. It's very tempting to just go on Amazon and assume it's the best price and buy all those cake pans that you need, piping tips, cookie cutters, whatever. It is so much cheaper at a restaurant supply store. Where's a pan? This pan, I saw this pan, I saw an 8-inch version of this pan, but still like an aluminum pan for $25 at the hardware store. This cost me $7 at the restaurant supply store, and it's literally the exact same. It's like a perfect, and it's obviously industry standard because it is from the restaurant supply store. And you might be nervous because there's gonna be chef bros there that are gonna give you weird looks, but you're gonna buy 4 offset spatulas for the price of 1 that you would get at Michael's or something. It's not a hobby, it's a business. So we're gonna go to the business store. The business store. And just small stores in general. That also means that like, I'm very lucky because I live in the city. And so I have access to a lot of different stores from different cultures. So if I need chickpea flour, for instance, I'm not gonna go to the health food store because it's gonna cost $12. I'll go to the Middle Eastern store where I can buy a huge bag for $4. And make friends with other small businesses. You might have someone that's in packaging or that does cards or something like that, that you can support each other, do a collaboration, support each other. Because we're all just like fighting against these corporations and trying to like make our way, you know? And that's the other thing, is to just support each other and support people. Oh my God. Nothing makes me more mad, or I mean, not even mad, just upset that when someone sees competition and is like, I should probably be mean to them. Like, you have the choice to push each other up. There's so much space for you. There's just so much room. Be nice. Say hi to people on Instagram that are in your industry and like get to know them, because it's someone that understands what you're going through, and that type of resource is indispensable. You don't want to give that up. As for buying bulk, I buy bulk sometimes. The issue is when you have like a small business or a micro business, that a lot of bulk pricing is for businesses that are a lot bigger than you. I'm going to give the example of vanilla extract. I buy it by the liter, so that's cheaper already than buying like a 3-ounce bottle for $20. I buy a 20-ounce bottle or like 24-ounce bottle for $150. But that's even cheaper if I were to buy 5. But I'm not going to buy 5. I don't have that kind of money. You always underestimate how many boxes and bags and random things that you'll need for packaging you need. And I run this bakery out of my apartment. I don't have room to store thousands of boxes. So I buy like 100, 200 at a time. And that's the best I can do. I buy bulk when I can and when it makes sense, because you also don't want to be stuck with a bunch of random stuff. Okay, this was just a big overview. So if you have more questions for me, please put them in the comments. I love talking about this. Honestly, I feel like everyone's annoyed with me. I always feel like everyone's annoyed with me. Because I'm annoying. Yeah, so future plans. I want to do a kitchen tour. I'm just kind of redoing some things in the kitchen. So once that's done, I will show you everything. I can also show you what's in my pantry and what's in my fridge because I'm nosy. I like knowing that. Thank you so much. My subscribers went up really suddenly in the past week, and I'm so grateful that you're here. And please, like, message me, comment, let me know what else you would like to see because I'm really excited and this is really fun. I'm gonna get more stuff for you. I'm gonna do some cake vlogs. We're gonna go to the market. What else you want? Okay, that's it. End of video. End of video.